What's up, folks? Thanks for tuning in. This video is going to be a down and dirty and ugly and bare bones, but a very simple way to calculate the max purchase price for a property, regardless of what your exit strategy is with the property. People overcomplicate this and make it way more difficult than what it needs to be. It's not that hard, folks. Okay, we're not launching rockets. It's pretty simple. So what we've got here is a very simple calculator created, and I'll run you through it. All right, so you have your projected ARV, basically after repair value, right? You have your buyer and seller closing costs combined. Like it says here, never offer to pay for the other party closing costs unless it's a last resort to close the deal. Fairly simple. Don't offer everything straight from the jump. All right. So then you're going to have your net sales price, whatever your margin wants to be, but pardon me, keep it around 20% to be safe, but expect less. So that's going to give you your max total all in. Then you're going to have your taxes, utilities, insurance, etc. That's a number you're going to have to figure out, but I have a standard number I use. Then you have the total square footage of the property. Then you have your cost per square foot to rehab the property. Okay, now, if you're just getting into this, you should go out and talk to some general contractors, talk to people in the industry to get an idea of what it costs to rehab a property in your area per square foot, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you're doing kitchens and baths, and it doesn't matter because there's an average in there, but I have no way of knowing that is for your area. That's something you're going to need to figure out. But it makes it way easier to calculate what the max purchase price is per property, okay? So from there, you're going to get your total cost to rehab. Then you're going to have your acquisition price with no commission involved. Then you're going to have the commission percentage, which can change, whatever it is. Then you're going to have your max acquisition price with the commission. If you're a wholesaler, you need to put in whatever your wholesaling fee is going to be. And then you're going to have your max acquisition price to offer the seller. Now, obviously, you're not going to start from the max. You're going to need to be below, but at least this way, you know what is the absolute max you can pay. And it's not that hard, okay? So now, let's move on to a good little example I found that you guys can follow along, all right? So I found this FSBO, and it's in Columbus, Georgia, all right? All we have is an outside shot of the property itself. Nothing in the interior. I have no idea, so I'm assuming full rehab job, right? So let's go down and take a look. You know, they're saying $30,000. Okay, that's intriguing. That's pretty cheap. All right, but this is where we get a little interesting on this. Superfluous nonsense at the front. We don't care. As is disbarment has been completed. Okay, sure. Then you have needs quiet title against the world. Against the world is an interesting choice of words, but you're going to see what that means. All right, they're saying it's about $5,000 for the quiet title, which is reasonable. I've seen them anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, depending on the complexity of it. But that's fair. That's conservative. It's good for your pricing. You shouldn't really pay more than that. But what you need to pay attention to is quiet title. All right. If you don't know what quiet title is, I suggest you go online, look it up. This is it's going to be more complicated than what I'm willing to talk about in this video, but it is something that if you see quiet title, pay attention. All right. She's saying the price has been adjusted to reflect legal fees. Okay, sure. We don't know yet. We're going to find out. All right. They're saying PropStream has it at 103. Now, full disclosure, I've never used PropStream. I don't know how capable that software is. It may be right, may be wrong. I don't know, but we're going to use that as our baseline, right? So they're saying 103. Now, remember quiet title, it's saying own free and clear. Well, if you need quiet title, you don't own it free and clear because you need to do a quiet title, so you own it free and clear. So pay attention to that. All right, so they're saying the estimated renovation is about $35,000. Okay, sure. Well, we'll take it at face value. No problem there. All right, so let's go down a little bit here. Same house was built in 1960. It's got 1,107 square feet. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. They're saying 3-bedroom, 1-bath. All right, so we have an outside shot. Let's take a look at where this thing's located and street view. All right, so here is where it's located in Columbus, Georgia. I don't know Columbus. It doesn't matter. Neighborhoods and anything like that don't matter to me. All I care about is the numbers, right? All right, so give you a good idea. It looks like the interstate's 185. There's Columbus. It's right in the Georgia-Alabama line, looks like Southeast Columbus. Okay, fine, cool. Gives you a good idea. It's next to interstate, which if you're traveling, you could use that as a selling point. So now let's take a look at the street view though. All right. So as we can see, this image was captured December 24, right? And it's 2025. What do you notice? Well, looks like there's a lot of construction going on this road. What are they doing? No idea, right? They put a new road in. They just repaving it. I mean, you can see the poles here. Obviously, not going to put the road up to the pole, but what you need to find out is what's actually going on, right? Because it looks like it might be a main road because you got double lines. But when you're going to rehab this thing, you got to kind of figure, if you're selling it to a family or renters, whatever the case might be, like, are they going to want to live that close to a main road? If they have kids, I don't know. You know what I mean? These are just things, non-tangibles that you might need to consider. I'd want to know what's exactly going on this road. Okay. So with that being said, remember she said it's worth, PropStream said it's worth 103. Let's put it up in the property appraiser and see what they say. Now, access to the property appraiser is going to be different from county to county. Your county is going to be different from the next county over. I can't walk you through that. You're going to need to figure it out on your own, but they're fairly simple. All right. So in the property appraiser for Columbus, Georgia, right, has your property values, and it's going to have your fair market value of 76,580, right? Property appraiser values can be good or bad. You learn how the property appraiser works for any county you're in. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're way off. You don't know, but you got a baseline, right? All right, 76,580. So let's take a look at Zillow. All right, so Zillow is pulling the same exact data from the property appraiser. So they're saying it's worth 76,580. Okay, all right, good to know. No extra information. We really don't care. Whatever. All right, let's take a look at Realtor. Now, this is where it gets interesting again. Same picture, and Realtor.com is saying 86,700. Right? All right, that's interesting. Now let's go to Redfin though. Redfin, same photo, has that as 95,139. So this is why knowing your neighborhoods and what the actual ARV of a property is so important. Because if you base it slowly online, you're going to get a gambit of ranges. They're not going to give you a true number. I mean, you've got a, you're plus or minus in here 90. You got 75,000 to 103. That can break that deal if your numbers are off. So you need to know how much it really is worth with an error margin, margin of error in there a little bit. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to run it through the calculator. We're going to start the most expensive, and then we're going to work our way down to the cheapest. All right. So going back here, they're saying it's worth 103. All right. So we're going to go back in our projected ARV. We're going to put 103,000. All right. Now, your net sales price, 94,760. Max total all in, 7,896.67, whatever. We'll say 79,000. All right, but you need to factor in your taxes, insurance, utilities, etc. So we're going to put 3,000. Just holding costs, right, is going to be there. Now, square footage of the property we know is 1,107. All right, so we got that. Now, next is cost per square foot. Once again, I'm not going to know that for your part of the country. You're going to need to figure it out on your own. But to take it simple, let's say it's $30 per square foot, regardless of what you're doing. All right. All right. So your total cost for the rehab is going to be $33,210, right? So your acquisition price, no commission involved, the max you can pay is basically $43,000. However, if you've got a realtor involved, whatever that commission percentage, we'll just put 3%, needs to be calculated out from the purchase price. All right. Then you have your max acquisition price with the commission if you're the end buyer. So it looks like 41, we'll say, 41,473. So that's your max. But if you're a wholesaler, you would need to calculate your wholesaler fee. So let's say you're trying to make 5K on it, right? Okay. So the max you could pay for that property is $36,473, right? That is the max. That means you need to come in lower. If the true ARV is 103,000, we don't know. That's the highest one out there. So let's run the numbers from the lowest to the most expensive going forward on this. All right. So this is 103. I don't think this is worth 103, but you never know. All right. So property appraiser has 76,580. This is super simple, right? 76,580. All you're going to do is 76,580. Boom. Okay. See that difference? Now, the $30,000 doesn't sound like that great of a deal, does it? Right? You didn't change anything else. It's just the ARV. So, no commission. The most you can pay is 22. With a commission, the most you can pay is 21. Well, 21.8. And then if you're wholesaling, the most you can pay is 16.8. Right? That changes the entire game. So you need to know what the true ARV is, and that's where coming in and doing your homework and knowing what the comps are, all that fun stuff, right? Okay, so we know Zillow's doing the same price. We've got Realtor.com's coming at 86,700. All right, so let's go back in here. 86,700. Boom. All right, max acquisition 30,260. No commission. Max acquisition with commission 29.3, right? So you're right at that line. If you're wholesaling, 24.3, right? So it's close. It's close to what she's saying, but is it really worth 103? I don't think this thing's worth 103. Everything's trending down here. So let's go to Redfin, and they're saying 95,139. All right, so let's do 95,139. Okay, so acquisition, no commission, 36.7. With commission, 35.6. Wholesaler, 30.6, right? So there's some truth in this, but you got to be very careful. Remember, these are static numbers. This isn't going to change. You need to stick to these, but you can change these. Say it's only going to cost you, $2,000 to hold it. You can go up a little bit, right? If you're not paying commissions, you can adjust these numbers. But the thing is, it's not that hard. It's not this complicated. You can just put the numbers in. Don't worry about, a bathroom here costs $3,000. Dude, just do the square footage pricing. It makes it way faster because this game is about time and you got to move quick, right? Don't overcomplicate this, all right? So that's the simple, easy way to evaluate a property and figure out what your max acquisition price can be. And the last thing I'm going to say is this. This is super important. Remember, you make your money when you buy, not when you sell. Once again, you make your money when you buy, not when you sell. If you overpay when you buy, you're not going to make any money. Okay? That is the most important thing you need to know out of this. You make your money when you buy, not when you sell. Said it 3 times. It should be stuck in your brain now. Okay? So, next, I want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If this is the only video you watch, good. That means I did what I was supposed to do and now understand how to play the real estate game. If you would like more, I'm going to have more videos showing up, and I appreciate your time once again. Enjoy the rest of your day.